Hello everybody and welcome here to my humble abode with my, well not mine, but the painting in the background as usual. Try to make it every week for that. This might be my final week doing it. I'm doing a case study because things look bleak in regards to my situation. I'm unable to win the advantage information, but that is how it comes with the game. Now I will let you know what I think from the information that I have of what happened to Becky and Bo. Dear Becky, dear Bo, dear old saps. but but yes, the night of the scare spread ceremony of Sunday, then that evening, which wasn't told until Monday, of course, um, information that was been held all day, or quote unquote held, for the story, that on Sunday after the scared spare, they went for an evening moonlight brisk walk, um, a brisk autumn air to explore Edbury Forest, your manor. Um, which what we learned in the history of Edbury Hill Manor in regards to that part of the story in regards to the total history and the historian in that with Katrina, um, Katrina, the headless horseman, and the fire. Now the fire burn down in that sort of way. Um, their bodies were found lifeless. Um, But it was too tempting for them not to go, and who knows, they were talking about the game or just hanging out. But Becky and Bo being the ones that are eliminated. So they're out on that brisk walk, and they're walking. And then, 10 yards away, a pair of footprints. The killer watched them, kind of creeping on them. Creepy like, because he's a killer, what do you expect? So he or she, the killer, yes, the killer, is waiting for them, planning an attack, planning what needs to be done. Enchantments, or in regards to just something coming out to get them. There's many kind of theories that could be thrown in regards to that. To literally, with a matchbook, with a flamethrower, starting a fire ablaze in the forest, and them trying to run back. But that not to be. But then that canopy, to hide there as well. Not the killer, but of an animal in regards to that. There was an enchantment. There was a journal of any kind that could have had an enchantment to the forest to bring and unearth all kinds. It might have gone something like this, or something that I would think of from TV shows I've seen. Awake the woods till the darkness be. To end the lives of Becky and Bo, for 'tis deserve of thee. So from there, you could have anything come to life, an animation in regards to enchantments. But enchantments don't actually mean everything, things are coming to life. It just means enchantments of things to do your bidding on. Laborious has meaning of long, planned out things. Planned out meticulously. So whether it was an animal in a cage, and Becky, who was bitten, bite marks on her jugular, but Bo just having the deep gashes in groups that appear to be in groups of four, like Becky. Could be from a chanted tree, could be from an animal, like a mountain lion, or a vampire. But either way, canopy be something else hiding, or 'tis of thee. Because remember, in regards to the history, we've learned a lot, indeed, of what's gone on in regards to the mystery of Ledbury Hill itself. Because we did learn on a frightful day in 1787, a young woman named Mary Bradbury was killed on Ledbury Hill. She was engaged to a young handsome bachelor named Edward, who only wanted to marry her to inherit her wealthy parents' estate. On the night before their wedding, he set her room ablaze at the manor and fled with as much money as he could confiscate. Some say that the young woman got her revenge of the spirits by beheading her ex-lover, cursing him to live forever on the estate without a head. Ever since, the Ledbury Hill estate has been cursed by him who must be known as the Headless Horseman. Ledbury Hill was originally named Pendle Hill, which is located 53.8686 north, 2.2986 west. Pendle Hill was famous for being the place where 12 witches were accused of murdering 10 people. Mary Bradbury was the most powerful witch of these 12, and she successfully used her power to stall the witch's trial, leading to her release. And after her release, she left her practices and settled down with her fiancé, Edward. After he betrayed and killed her, she used her witch powers in the afterlife to extract her revenge, killing him and cursing him for eternity. Pendle Hill was eventually renamed Ledbury Hill as a tribute to the couple's name who stained the land with their blood. Why do I say all this? Why do I feel this matters at all? Well, we learned something from the riddle information last week, which technically didn't have anything to do at all with the actual murder of that case, but it still was a recipe. It still was of what concoction be to kill Sarah and Gavin. The mushrooms, destroying angels. But here, in this situation, doth be fire, revenge, the Headless Horseman being the killer, even though, yes, it is one of us, but still in the Headless Horseman lore. It's still here on the Ledbury Hill estate, in Ledbury Hill specifically, and in the forest where the Headless Horseman roam free. But the killer is a human, being able to use things and wield, be as a spirit, be as enchantments, be to raise things from the dead, bringing things abound. Right. And use that to the advantage. Kill of them they found. Becky and Bo just going out for a stroll. Maybe reminding the Headless Horseman of that tale of the past, of the history of this very manor, of where they seen and breathed their last. If this is my end of this game, then that's fine. It might be my own story rhyme, or it could be in game mode. My wits and my receipt, as it's called in wrestling, for what I decided for my 2020 game in regard to Becky. If I leave on Monday, that's just how it be, but I think something had to do from this story to what happened with Becky and Bo. And in regards to that, set the forest ablaze. But then again, from the bodies, we do not see burns, we do not see anything like that, for that being their cause of death. For really their cause of death, for Becky and Bo, be loss of blood. If not for Bo, hypothermia. But loss of blood seems to be, for what we found out in the information 3 of the locations that we went to. We found out these information specifically. The stream. The stream, we see dried blood splattered across the bank. It's in a spot that allows sunlight to come through of openings in the canopy above. right? So with that being true, in the forest ecology, canopy also refers to the upper layer of a habitat zone formed by mature tree crowns and including other biological organisms, besides felines, arboreal animals, etc. To extend the outer layer of leaves to individual trees and groups of trees. Because you have 4 layers of a forest: the emergent layer, the canopy, the understory, and the forest floor. So the canopy be one of the 4 levels does entice me. But from a canopy, what exactly would we call these animals? Indeed, I mean, excuse me. My apologies for that. Yes, Belle, I'm sorry. But arboreal animals. Has anyone heard of arboreal animals? I've heard of this a D. The phosphorilla, the tree kangaroo, the anteater, and the green tree python snake of zoo. If something is lurking, if the killer puts something up there for them to see, or not even to see, but to be frightful of, because remember, they're walking together, the killer's 10 feet away, planning and knowing, and then, whoop, not with a button, not with a play button, this ain't YouTube, most videos going on YouTube, but in regards to that, a python snake, a deadly snake indeed. Is it really poisonous? I do think so. While the green tree python will bite, there is no venom offered by the species of snake. However, it is still important to be able to get medical attention after such a bite to prevent an infection. So they might not be venomous. The snake might not have killed Becky specifically in regards to the bite on the neck. But the gashes in regards to 4 could be from the teeth of that animal getting into both of them exactly. But that's a snake. Those are specific bites, and by then you would turn it off. So something else came after them indeed as well. A python snake, the thing that bit Becky, not to Bo. Remember, Becky's the one that has the bite marks in the jugular, not Bo. And even though it's not venomous, it's still going to get to your bloodstream. Infection. Laying there out in the cold. The water, though, warm water, because as we learn, like I said, it can't be above. Even without the sunlight, the stream is warm to the touch. The stream, it's a stream. It's not even a river. It's a stream. So they're used to coming to this bite and coming to the stream. You find a tuft of hair that you assume to be from the forest wildfire. It could be, but it could be her hair, other hair of an animal. Indeed. Something might in a laboratory or something simply like this. A snake bite could definitely do that. Snakes don't have hair, I mean, on Bo. Coming from the canopy. Up there. They're here in the tree. They're talking, they're sitting, they're talking, whatever, or they're standing. The snake slithers down and gets Becky in the jugular. It doesn't kill it right away because it's not venomous. It's a plant animal, or plant-eating animal, or at least it usually is. But the jugular, that is almost deadly. Painless only in its own right. It's a blood loss for sure. I mean, bit in the jugular? Come on now. That's not gonna feel good. Not good about that. You know, as much as people, another theory, of course, is a vampire in regards to jugular, because that's where they bite. And the return, look about Grainer, Edward indeed. A nick in the artery is probably survivable with prompt treatment, but if it's completely cut, it can be fatal within a minute or so. The veins will also cause significant blood loss if severed, because they're under less pressure. It's easier to survive damage to the jugular. Yeah, but it also affects the brain as well, which then, if more is going up to the brain, the pressure in the brain goes up if you block the jugular veins. But it's not being blocked, it was bitten. That's where she was bitten. Blood loss everywhere. And as we also know from the morgue, they are covered with deep gashes that appears to be in groups of 4. Becky's neck hits a bite in the jugular. On the jugular, a bite mark there, while Bo is free of neck wounds. But you run a blood analysis and see that the remaining blood in the victim's body is very, very low. So blood being drained. Blood loss and blood drained. Both for Becky and Bo, just in different ways, in different manners for either of them to be. But that'd still be the cause of death, I think, for them both indeed. Why am I doing most of this case study in a rhyme? Because, hey, I'm going to have fun with my final one if this has to be it. A valiant effort, whether it's a journal and enchantment, found in the River B, and when the killer's leaving, certainly leaves that there. Or if that not even be part of it, who knows? But I know that is part of, and that's part of what I'm thinking to happen in regards to everything around. And it could be a snake or a vampire bit Becky in the neck. That'd be the animal B. In regards to the slashes, the big gashes that appear in groups of 4, it could be a garden rake. Or not garden rake, garden shears. Or one of those things that you use, garden shears or something that you use digging up dirt. Find stuff in the house. You find it there, then you know how it to be there for sure. Because either way, it can be very interesting to see how well I do or bad I do for this case indeed. And for the case runners, I apologize for my computer. I mean, looking stuff up while I'm in the middle of doing the case. In regards to reading my case notes and my script. But also, let's say, in regards to the last known whereabouts in the forest, you see trees that are gnarled and twisted branches of the canopy. Gnarled and twisted. Animals, snake, twisted and gnarly, slithering around. Let alone gnarled, because the animal waiting to come out. But almost to the trace of sunlight, you can't imagine how afraid the victims must have been. You approach a tree and you see the 2 pairs of footprints 10 yards away is another pair of footprints that parallel them. So, whether parallel here, parallel there, it's still your parallel, whether someone's running past you or otherwise, it's parallel to yourself, to them. snake can drop from there. Snake can be put on Becky. However, the killer being the deep gashes that I grouped for, the could be from a mountain lion, could be from another animal. But the bite mark, I do think, if not from the bigger animal, from the snake coming from the canopy, not a lion, not a mountain lion or other animal. I think it to be smaller, to be hidden, to not be seen, even from the sunlight, the light sunlight from there. Now you find a torn piece of a black cloak. A black cloak either used to hide the animals or black cloak worn by the killer to hide his or her identity. Running in the night. And a sharp branch. The tree comes to life, or that's just what the killer takes and uses. Because sharp is sharp, and when coming in fast, yeah, especially if you add things to it. Remember the witch's broom with a knife at the bottom. Push the button, knife there. Well, this isn't no push button, but this is of using sharp wood things like a stake. You know, the theory of a vampire, kill a vampire. Something sharp indeed that gashes them. We've seen twisted branches before. That's usually habitants of snakes. Gnarled and twisted branches. Trace of sunlight be. But that piece of black cloak, a cloak device, a cloak of wearing, try to hide the identity. And black's my favorite color. Maybe their favorite color too, with the killer for sure. But gnarled and twisted branches. That's interesting in its own right. I mean, the gnarled and twisted tree kind of remind me of Pocahontas. But gnarled and twisted branches, like a redwood or sugar maples, and the bottom cottonwoods, the main type of trees. But it's twisted branches, you know. What animals it lives on it. But I do think that either the snake or a bigger animal is sure the animals that rabbits, goose, elk, deer, moose. You know, horns as well, antlers being used along with sharp branches to cut them up as well. But of an animal specifically? The tree kangaroo. That hippity hop and gets you too. A tree kangaroo and a snake. Either way, she got bit, lost some blood, and Bo, even with a warm water stream, warm or cold, that's not conducive, especially if something bitten you and then you get warm into the bloodstream while warm water and blood loss for both being drained, let alone being taken out, and that's what's undoing them as well. That's why both could be in hypothermia as well, but I think both of them is still loss of blood for the cause of death. And them succumbing to what attacked them. And in the end, that is what did them in the end. Meticulous and laborious planning it did take. If they made it in a laboratory, maybe, but less of that. It's only enchanted, the water being enchanted, so that would be a crazy idea too. It's just like Ronnie's monkey theory. But either way, all those ideas and all these things I bring up for a reason. Hope to maybe hit a home run. And surprise even Michaela to still be breathing. Because I hope when Monday comes, I'm still going to be playing. I'm resigned to the fate that even if I did get anything right, that I probably to be scared on Sunday at the very least. But I have confidence in myself and what I've actually just learned and researched at the beginning of this video even to be. I can maybe make it and still try to be the winner. Indeed. Either way, whether I'm way off or on the ball, I had a good time in this game. I want to thank you all. Thank you all of hashtag Team Kapleen. Thank you the game runners of Whodunnit Spooked. I do mean that. You all have been great. But I hope to be able to continue, right? But we'll have to see if I've even been close in my guess of what happened to Bo and Billy. Or Bo and Becky. Not Bo and Billy, Bo and Becky. That have been eliminated here. I do say, Billy, you are the killer. Which means you'll be moving on no matter what. But I hope to survive. Try to prove myself again. Proving to myself, to the game, to the people left, that the one time it's not in our favor, the one time the other two of the 6 won the riddle, that I specifically can make it and survive, if even by the hair of a chin fraction frim of a point in my story of what it be here. That's given. So on that Sunday, they go for that brisk walk. The killer's there, waiting for them. Indeed. The crime scene, the stream, that's where it all happens with the tree. The tree is by the stream. That's where it all comes down from there. Whether it be the snake, be the tree kangaroo, or a different animal indeed. Bites Becky on the neck, attacks both Bo and Becky. They're both trying to survive, trying to limp away. And heck, the forest could be ablaze. Remember the history of Edbury Hill. The history of everything there. Were those two dating? Not in real life, but maybe in story too. Something being going on, the back seat dealing. And Bo was bound to Becky in regards to information previous to the deep ashes. That's coming from an omnivore animal. But either way, that black cloak, their injuries are coming to the warm water of the stream. A warm-blooded animal. Yeah, that would tell you what it would be. The Headless Horseman does rule again. I'm coming for you, Billy. This, I hope, is not the end. Not for me, not for anybody. Well, it shall be seen. I'm resigned to whatever happens, because in the game, it's just a game. but a game that I take very personally. I'm competitive. I care. I care so much I'm going to be running a game next year. But if it has to be me, then that's just how the game goes. I'll respect it. I may not like it, but I'll respect it because that's just how it is. And if I am eliminated, I will be doing a video like I did when I left 2018 that night, pouring my heart out and saying that, that I did care and that, I tried my best. I won't be doing that Monday night. But even if I do, I think I played a good game and I had a fun time. I look forward to hopefully being part of the other games. But this is my story B. This is what I think happened. And that is everything I'm going to share for my thoughts and my opinion of what went down that night for Becky and for Bo. So Billy, I believe you're the killer. Coming for you to win. So the only thing I have to say to you, bud, old friend, is run.